Hey guys, this is Sarah, and today I'm doing my RYBSAT Round 5 wrap-up. So, you guys know I participated in RYBSAT Round 5 the third week of May, and I am very, very proud to say that was my first, well actually no, it was my second readathon ever, and I read 7 books in a week, and I'm just like, I'm awesome. So right now I'm going to let you guys know the books that I managed to read. First book that I read was The Lover's Dictionary by David Levithan, and I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. It was such a quick read, and it's such an interesting premise. I literally started it and ended it the same night, to be honest. I started reading it like after I got home from work on Monday, and I finished it like an hour later. And it was just really interesting premise, and it was so thought-provoking, and I just really enjoyed it. Then I read The Deal by Elle Kennedy. It's a new adult first book in a series, and I really liked it. I feel like it was so much better than a lot of the new adult because it didn't have the really stereotypical new adult things like negative relationships, drugs, alcohol, things of the sort. And I mean, those things were there, they exist, but it wasn't used as a plot point. They were just things that happen in college and that are around you during college. I really like the main characters. I really like the sports aspect, even though I'm not a huge sports person. I just thought it was really interesting, and I just really liked it. It was really funny. I enjoyed that a lot, and I am looking forward to getting to the second book, which came out in April of this year. Then I read The Fire Wish by Amber Loff. I have no idea how to say her last name, but her book was so good. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It was amazing. I absolutely love it. It's about these 2 girls, one human, another genie, who end up switching places, and the genie becomes human and the human becomes a genie, and trying to figure out how to get back to where they're supposed to be. And they're in this middle of this human/genie war that's been going on since they were young, and it's so good, you guys. It's so good. The world building is so interesting. Not only the human world building, but the genie world building. It's so great. The descriptions of that world are like out of this world. I mean, I don't know what else to describe it. It's just so good, and it's such an interesting premise, and such interesting religions and cultures and stories about people and how they all interact, and it's just so good, and I can't wait to get to the sequel. It comes out this year. I don't know if it's coming out soon or not, but I'm getting on that. Then I read The Fill-In Boyfriend by Casey West. I give this 4 out of 5 stars. I really liked it. I thought it was funny and quirky, and I liked the premise of it. It's the first Casey West book that I read, and I'm really looking forward to reading more of her contemporary standalones because I really enjoyed her writing style. And then, the one that brought me the most joy, I read A Court or Thorn of Roses by Sarah J. Maas. 5 out of 5 stars. I just loved it. I found it interesting how her writing and her world building changed because of the fact that it's new adults instead of young adults, and I found that very interesting. I like how the new adult was portrayed, but not oversaturated, if you get what I mean. I really liked the retelling part of it. I could see the connections, but it still was different enough and with the fairies and the world, that it was still unique and special in its own way. Farah was a really good character. I like her, but she's very, very different from Selena. Selena is that kind of gloaty, arrogant type of female strong character. Farah reminds me a lot of Katniss, as in the strong female character but silent type. She's more like, I don't need to show you my strength. I know that I am good and that I'm strong and that I'm fierce, but I don't need to show that to you. I don't have to boast about it. I don't have to like show off. I just am. That's just how it is. And oh, so good. So good. So good. Then I read Finding Paris by Joe Preble. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars because I enjoyed it, but I'm still not 100% sold on it. The writing style is very different and kind of took me a while to get used to. The story itself was very interesting. The plot, it was fun, but not at the same time. There's a very heavy subject matter being discussed, and there's a plot twist that kind of took me off guard and made me like want to go back and reread because I didn't see it coming. And it was good, but I felt like the ending was really short and it should have been like stretched out a little more. And the last book that I read was Things We Know by Heart by Jessie Kirby. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. The premise was really interesting. It's about this girl whose boyfriend dies in an accident, and he is an organ donor, and she and his family make connections and meet the people who accepted the boyfriend's organs, and the one that they did not meet was the heart. And she feels like she has to see this person to finally get closure and to meet them and to know like where her boyfriend's heart went. And then she does meet him and stuff happens, and it's very interesting. It's a lot about healing and sadness and how to deal with that and how to move on after the loss of someone you love. And I really enjoyed it, and I'm really looking forward to reading more from her. So that's it for this video. Hope you guys liked it. Let me know if you participated in RYBSAT and what books you read, how many books you managed to read. I was really surprised. I pretty much read a book a day, and that's never happened to me before. I might change how I read now, because that's so much faster to just focus on one book, consume it, and then keep going. So who knows what's going to happen toward the end of the month. Keep an eye out for my May wrap-up, see what I do. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!